Don't we all want our LinkedIn profile to look put together but also unique? Well, this is what I was thinking as well. I really like my background. It's from Adobe and it states a nice mission that I align myself with, which is create. I love the color palette. Obviously, it's very pink, very bright. My profile picture, not so much. I do like the picture, don't get me wrong. However, the background is really dark and it doesn't match with the backdrop. So I thought I'd change it. I was maybe thinking, maybe I don't want to change it. It's a lot of work. But then when I clicked on add photo, playing with the idea, LinkedIn told me, and I keep it fresh. So I was like, okay, let me put out my tools, which is Adobe Creative Cloud. With a few clicks on Photoshop and some icons, I can make this look adorable. I want to show you how I did it so you can do it yourself. Maybe a bit of foreshadowing. This is the final product. I think this is looking really nice, and most importantly, it has a coherent image. It now fits perfectly with this. So this is what I'm going to show you, how to achieve a nice look on your LinkedIn profile by cropping your photo out and making a very unique backdrop that goes well together with your overall profile. So let me show you how to do that now. Okay, here goes my tutorial. So the first thing you want to do is insert your headshot into Adobe Photoshop 2022. It should look like this. I would suggest to open it with a transparent background. Then you need to go down here in the drop down menu and select Object Selection Tool. Once you've done that, you see Object Finder, which is really good. That's a feature from the Photoshop 2022 version. You want to press that little icon here, and now it's going to find the object for you. So let's just wait a little bit. So then you can press on your keyboard N, and then you already see, okay, it found something here. Maybe just a little side fact that if you then click here, I changed the color of the selection. The default color, I believe, was blue. So if you, for example, want to do it in green and the opacity of it should be a little bit higher, this is just your workstation. You can do whatever you like to do. You can also do it like this, but let's change it quickly back to pick because that's how I like it. So there you go. So you already know your selection is made. It actually, once you've done that, you go into a layer panel. Mine is ready in here, but if it's not here, just go to window and select layers and it should come up right there. So you're going to click on this layer over here and you go down and this is the clipping mask. So you're going to click on this little icon and whoop, the background is gone. Now only your selection is here. As you can see, there is still some imperfections and we could technically go in and kind of, refine it ourselves. But we're not pro Photoshop users, so we're not going to do that today. So what are we going to do to smooth out those edges? We want to make sure in the layer panel that this one is selected. We're going to then make sure that we select the rectangular marquee tool here. And we see then at the top here, select and mask. We click on that. And then we see a few options. Don't panic. So we're going to go down a little bit. And I can't tell you what they're all doing, but you can just play around a little bit. We're going to feather it a little bit. We're going to smooth a little bit. And the contrast is going to be a little bit increased as well. So this is going to smooth out these edges quite a bit. So we're going to press OK to apply the changes. We can already see that there has been some change made. What we can also do when we click on that is that we go over here on Refine Hair. Boom, look at that. Okay, we're gonna apply that. So you can see now that I'm cut out and these edges looking way better, and we can now move on to the background. What I did next is I went to Adobe Color. You can just put it in your browser and it takes you there. And it's such a hidden gem, I can tell you. So what I'm trying to achieve, I'm trying to recreate the color palette of my background on LinkedIn that I really enjoy, which is this one. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make sure that I put it in there. I click on extract theme, I can just drop it in there, boom, done. It tells me what kind of colors are there. I can actually change the mood of the colors, which ones I'd like. Ooh, I really enjoy the bright one, muted, deep, dark. So there's loads of different ones. So let's say I really enjoyed this one, but I actually, instead of this really bright pink, I would like to have this purple. I can do that. There's so many things you can play around with, and what I kind of want this color to be is I want it to be a guide. I'll probably adjust it to have a more of a pastel-y vibe to it, but here you see this is already my color palette. I'm gonna save that now to my color library by clicking on save. And when I then open my iPad and open Adobe Fresco to draw a nice little background, you'll see that the color palette will be there, accessible to me. I can adjust it if I want to. So there you go. If you have a picture and you want to make sure that the colors actually match and they go together really well, Adobe Color. So now you're going to see how I'm going to open Adobe Fresco. I create a document and I'm playing with the color palette that I just exported from Adobe Color. I told you that I'm going to adjust them slightly, so I'm just playing around with the different shades to see what works best. So that's really fun, and here is me drawing the rainbow, so you see a little bit of a process video. Yeah, enjoy that little video here. How satisfying is that? Now we're going to export it as a PSD, meaning it's going to be layered, and save it to files, to Creative Cloud Assets, so we can use it later. Now that I'm happy with the artwork that I've done in Adobe Fresco, I made sure I send it into my Adobe Assets. I go here and it's already here. Then I'm just gonna download this one real quick. I'm gonna download it as a PSD, so I have the different layers. And I'm going to open it in Photoshop. It's open, I can already see that I have all the different layers here. So these would be the stars, the background, and the rainbow. So as of now, I just want the rainbow. So now that I have the rainbow, I'm just going to press Ctrl T to transform it. I move it to the side as of now, but it's already in there. What I do need to create though before we start is a circle. So I'm gonna go over here and click on Ellipse Tool, and I'm gonna make sure the circle has a good size. Let's go with this one. So the color that I have, as you can see, my fill color is pink, which is actually perfect because that's exactly the pink I would like. I make sure that it's above my picture. So what I'm gonna do here now, I make a circle that fits that one. I'm gonna put it behind there, and now I'm gonna adjust how I want the circle to be. That looks perfect to me. Now I am selecting the rainbow mask here. So I will make that a little bit bigger. It can be a little bit messy because we're going to make sure that the rainbow layer is above this layer. Right click and create clipping mask. So there you go, you have the rainbow there. We can move it if we want to make sure. How do we want it? Hey, we can move it like this. There's different ways. So let's say we want it like that, right? There we go. Then I'm gonna also go back into that file and just gonna add one of the stars. So I'm gonna copy that one. You can just click Ctrl C and Ctrl V. A new layer is created. I'm gonna press Ctrl T then to actually move it. Oops, it's tiny. As you can see over here, something might be in there that shouldn't be in there because otherwise the box wouldn't be so big, but let's just go with it, make it a little bit bigger. Okay. We can also move that above, so we can maybe add some depth to it by Just start touching my hair lightly. There we go. And we're just gonna add another one. And we're gonna move it to this side. How cute, hey? Love it. Okay, now that we have this out of the way, it's looking already really good. I actually drew some additional shapes on my iPad in Adobe Fresco and put them in my libraries that I'll find here. The library where my shapes are in is called Libra Pink, and here I have these adorable clouds that I definitely want to use. So I'm just going to click and drag them into the picture. I'm going to press Ctrl T to actually change them. So I'm going to make them a bit smaller and adjust them the way I want to. So let's see, I think I'll put this one over here, enter, and I'm gonna then pick one that looks a little bit different. Okay, I like that, I think. Now I'm gonna go back into layers, and as you can see, they are not where they're supposed to be, so I'm gonna select both of them and drag them underneath. That's looking way better. I can merge them now. So I'm gonna go here on merge layers, but they're outside of my circle, which I don't want. So we're gonna create a clipping mask. How we do that? Right click on that layer that we want to create a clipping mask on. Where are you? Where are you? Create clipping mask. Boom. That is looking nice. I can still change them if I want to slightly adjust it. I might just make them a tiny bit smaller. Let's see. A little bit smaller. Nice. Enter. And we are done. Now that we're happy with it, it looks lovely. We have clouds, we have sparkles, and so on and so forth. Let's see, maybe I actually want to move some of the sparkles. So we're gonna transform this little number over here. I want it to touch my hair. Here we go. Perfect. I love it now. Now I'm going to go here on the top menu, file, and export as PNG. And we're going to save it here. New final version. Final for real. Perfect. So we're going to save it here. And then we can upload it to LinkedIn, and voila, you have a really nice, unique headshot on your LinkedIn profile that might fit with your background.